விடமுள்ளனை விண்ணவதீரனை திருவண்ணாமலையனை வீரனை விடமுள்ளனை விண்ணவதீரனை திருவண்ணாமலையனை.
Attention, how does attention come into?
Attention is just mental alertness. Mental alertness and awareness are two different things. Awareness is purely life. What level of intensity your life is functioning, that is the level of awareness you are. But mental attention, you can put it on and put it off. Your aliveness, you cannot put it on and put it off. It's on. What is the level of intensity is all there is. But mental attention, you can close it, isn't it? You can turn it on, you can turn it off, isn't it so? You can pay attention to something, you can withdraw your attention from something. Is it so? So that's a different dimension. That is the act of the mind. That is again not reality. It is just attention of the mind. It is the act of the mind. Mind can do many things, but it's of a different dimension. It is psychological, it is not existential. We'll leave it there. More questions? That's exactly what we went through just now. What's your name, I'm sorry? Huh? Kavita? We just went through that. You didn't pay attention. Huh? Okay. Say, right now, are you awake? First, are you alive? Yes. Next, are you awake? How awake? Awake enough. Awake enough to hear what I say. Awake enough to see where I am sitting. Awake enough to know that this many people are around you, yes? Now that you are this awake, you are perceiving all these facts which are around you. You know this many people are around you, you know I am speaking, you know I am sitting here, all these things you're perceiving. How? Through what? Through your sense organs. Not only through your eyes, through your ears and certain amount of other senses also working. So through your five sense organs, you're perceiving right now. Because you're at a certain level of wakefulness, you're perceiving what is around you, at least the physical around you, yes? You don't know what is happening in the person who is sitting next to you, isn't it? You do not know what's happening in this man's mind, you do not know what's happening in that man's heart, you do not know what's happening in his energy, you don't know all these things. But at least the physical reality you have perceived, you are wakeful to that point. Suppose you feel little drowsy, then you find you don't know what I'm talking about. Did it happen? Suppose you feel little drowsy, what's happened? Your wakefulness has come to a lower grade. Because your wakefulness has come to a lower grade, do you see I am talking, but you are not perceiving? Yes or no? Ears are still open, isn't it? Nobody plugged it. Sound is definitely going and hitting the eardrums, isn't it so? What I speak is anyway going and hitting the eardrums or no? It is, but still you are not perceiving, because your wakefulness has gone one level lower than what it is right now. So if it can get lower, you can also get it higher, isn't it, logically? So, if your wakefulness move into higher and higher dimensions, if it has to get there, you have to crank up your energy. If your energy, life energy moves into higher levels of intensity, your wakefulness moves into higher dimensions of wakefulness. As your wakefulness moves into higher levels of dimensions, higher dimensions, your perception becomes clearer and clearer, and the penetration of your perception deepens. Once the penetration of your perception deepens, it changes the very quality of your experience. Right now you sit here, there's just a man sitting next to you. Suppose your wakefulness becomes such, everything that's happening within him you know right now. Now your experience of sitting here is very different, isn't it? Yes or no? Does it make it clear? Now if you try to raise your wakefulness, it'll not happen. If you try to increase your perception, it'll not happen. If you try to widen your experience, it'll not happen. The only thing that is in your hands is, you can crank up the intensity of your life energies. You can only work on raising the voltage. You cannot work on increasing the light. Can you? Even physically, can you try to increase the penetration of light? But you can work on raising the voltage, isn't it? If you raise the voltage, all these other things will naturally happen.
In yoga, we see a human being as 5 sheaths or 5 layers of bodies. These are known as Annamaya kosha, Manomaya kosha, Pranamaya kosha, Vigyanamaya kosha and Anandamaya kosha. Translating it into English would mean, Annamaya kosha means food body. The body, the physical body that you have is just the accumulation of food that you have eaten. It is something that you gather. Manomaya kosha means a layer of intelligence which is capable of accumulating knowledge. But there is a layer of intelligence. It is not here or here somewhere. Every cell in the body has its own intelligence, yes or no? So intelligence is all across. Accumulation of knowledge is all across. When I say this, people will always think, generally the thought is, memory means it's in your head. No, no, no. Your body has 1,000,000-fold more memory than your mind. Right now, your great-grandfather's nose is sitting on your face because something in the body remembers, isn't it? Yes or no? 1,000,000 years ago, how your forefathers looked, unknowingly, still your hair is like that, your texture of the skin is like this, your complexion is like this. Your body remembers. Your body remembers 1,000,000-fold more than your mind can ever imagine. So, both in terms of intelligence, right now, what is happening in a single cell in your body, can you logically, mentally or intellectually decipher what's happening in one cell in your body? One molecule of DNA, what's happening is too much to know. So, the intelligence and the memory in the body is way beyond what happens in the bone box that you call as your head. It is just that this part of your intelligence can generate thought, and because you have become very attached to your thought, you think intelligence is all coming from here. No. This is exuding much more intelligence than your brain can ever think of. This is the science of yoga, one dimension of it. Let me speak about a very small aspect of this. Essentially, one aspect of yoga means understanding the geometry of existence. When I say the geometry of existence, for example, this solar system is functioning the way it's functioning. One thing is, all this life, including yourself, you're all solar powered, aren't you? Everything, all life on this planet is solar powered, isn't it? I was, like about 6 weeks ago, I was in an open helicopter. We were just at about 4,500 feet. Everybody knows every 1,000 feet so much temperature drops, so you prepare for that and go. But suddenly it became extremely cold. So cold that we had to come down. So we were just discussing, because the cloud cover came, suddenly it became so cold, we just couldn't stay there. So we were just discussing, if sun disappears, how long would it take for the earth to freeze up? In our calculations, we thought maybe 6 months, maybe 3 months, something. Then when I came down, I just checked out. In 18 hours, all the oceans on the planet will be frozen solid rock. It'll be frozen into solid ice in just 18 hours' time. So you clearly know that sun is the basic source of energy. Everything in this planet is solar powered. So, the geometry of the sun, the planet, the moon and other planets has a role to play in everything that happens upon this planet. All life is associated with this. Now when you say intelligence, when you say mind, I believe you're referring to intelligence. If you're talking about the thought process, that essentially happens in the neurons in your brain, which we know. But if you're talking about mind as an intelligence, it is just all over in this body and everywhere in the existence. The very earth that you walk upon is tremendously intelligent. Have you ever seen that you planted a mango tree and by mistake it goofed and produced a coconut? Did it ever do that? No such thing ever happened. Just its neighbor is producing coconuts. By mistake, did it ever produce a coconut? Such a nut nature has never produced, isn't it? But employing your logical intelligence, many times you end up into that kind of situations. So, you need to understand this both in terms of intelligence and memory. Every cell in your body carries much more than your whole brain carries. One cell in your body, one molecule of DNA carries information that your whole brain cannot decipher, that much information it carries. What happened in the last few million years, it remembers and still manifesting, isn't it? So, it is not in any one place, not even just within you, it is all across you. The whole creation is just intelligence.
அதிசூடிய மைதனை தேனன்னை திருவ